안녕하세요. This is a pleasure to be back in Korea after 4 years. This is our first return since the COVID pandemic, so it's nice to be back. Thank you to everyone, all of you coming along today and supporting the user conference. I'd also like to take a moment to thank the team at Moasoft for organizing the conference and staying connected with us. So thank you, Team Moasoft. Which is actually where I'm going to start in my presentation. Just a little sort of history of 17 and a half years of relationship so far between LDRA and Moasoft and connecting with you, our customers. And starts with relationships like this. I don't know if any of you are in this picture here today, but some members, our customers at Kai, coming to visit LDRA in the UK. Some discussion, technical discussion, sharing information, sitting down, doing some hard work. Here, this is working with our LCS, the LDRA Certification Services team, working through deep documents and templates, going through the complexities of the certification process. Of course, while we work hard, we play hard. It's important to relax at times. That's us in Liverpool. Here in Seoul, I think having enjoying some barbecue food, which we enjoy. Well, further deep discussion and working things out. But several, this I think it's our third LDRA user conference. Moasoft might correct me on that. Here's one 2016 MND, but the user conference, 2018 as a team, 2019 the tech day, and down a visit to Jeju Island to the defense conference. Chris Tapp, who is the chair of the MISRA C committee, and he was giving a presentation, MISRA C++, I should say, giving a presentation on MISRA C++. Finally, just to say, behind the scenes, lots of hard discussion, connection between LDRA and Moasoft, represented here between myself and Mr. Hoon, talking some serious topics. Actually, at Liverpool Football Club. So I think there was some discussion about Liverpool Football Club from Mr. Yang. Yes, we are Liverpool supporters, and here paying a visit to Anfield. Okay, so on to, I was asked to give an introduction to LDRA, a presentation. It's quite a short presentation, but just to give you the structure, I'm going to talk a little bit about where we see technologies going, and then I'll talk a little about LDRA, the company, and what we're doing, and then finally wrap up and talk about why we should continue working together as in partnership. So to set the scene, I think quite two words that would be very well known to you all: safety and security. And the key thing is that with the new development, new technologies for a connected world, safety and security are becoming very important indeed. In fact, if we would say more, an increase in the need for security to work alongside safety. So if we just talk a little bit why, we think about what safety brings us in terms of protection, that alongside it, or functional safety, guaranteeing that the physical integrity of devices. So that's one aspect to it. And then from the other, what we're concerned about is the protection from external threats, which put our systems at risk. And so security is very important. And so we say that the two go hand in hand. A safe system is not safe if it's not secure, and a secure system, in fact, is not secure if it's not safe. So we must consider both in our system development. So with that in mind, looking at well, what role does LDRA play in helping you to build safe and secure systems? If we look at some technology examples, where are we seeing things that are very exciting, but also perhaps have some concerns? Here we're looking at an example of an autonomous vehicle. This particular one from Cruise, who's got running pilot programs. This autonomous vehicle has been running as a taxi in California. Promises a lot, of course, to have autonomy. Gives us more space, more time. We don't have to drive. We can just relax. Can we? That's the idea. eVTOL. So the meeting of many of you here, I think, are from the aerospace sector, but meeting with the automotive sector. And how do we bring these technologies together? And how do we make a vehicle such as this safe and secure? For vehicles like that, or the two vehicles we've just seen, of course, key to those and many devices is batteries, of course, the source of the energy. And battery management systems are, of course, needed. We need to manage the consumption of energy. But even as part of these systems, they're part of a connected system, and they have considerations for both safety and security. Another exciting activity going on in the world today, so led by NASA, is the Artemis program to take man back to the moon. And this, in particular, well, referring to Artemis, a joint program between not just NASA, but the European Space Agency and the Japanese Space Agency as well. Many systems, of course, involved with that: the vehicles, the space launch system, the health systems to look after the people. And so here, of course, many considerations again for safety and security. Aerospace, of course, and the advancement of technologies for flying, in this case, in the military world, where we're looking at aircraft. You've got your own program. It's very exciting as it's making progress at KFX. But we're talking here specifically also about trainer aircraft, trainer technology. And we need to be thinking again, these are all connected systems, connected to the ground, communication systems, all again with safety and security implications. Here we're looking at a hyperscreen, one well-known system, the MBUX Mercedes-Benz user experience. Very large dashboard, basically brings several displays into one. Quite exciting. And again, cars, as we know, are connected these days, modern vehicles. Another example of FACE. So this is an initiative from the United States Department of Defense, but also with commercial organizations looking at how to build components that are compatible, make it easier and more economic to put devices into the combat field. And so FACE has requirements for safety and security. And finally, looking at robotic solutions. So sometimes we don't see these so much, but for example, in the medical field, robots are increasingly being used even for performing operations. So the advancement of this technology is fascinating, but again, even with robots, they are connected, many safety requirements, but also security as well. So lots of examples there of new technologies that are under play, and the question there is, what's it got to do with LDRA? Well, the truth is that LDRA is at the heart of the verification of these systems and these technologies, the software systems that are being built behind them. So we're very excited about that. It helps drive our tools and technology forward to keep up with the governance and the compliance requirements for these systems. Okay, so coming back to the basics of LDRA. I think many of you know us very well, but in case any of you don't, just some of the basics. So LDRA was established in 1975. So the company is over 40 years old. So it has a lot of experience and expertise in software and software verification. So our focus is, on one side, is tools for software quality, software verification, and on the other is expertise in certification. So helping our customers like yourselves who are working towards compliance with safety and security regulations to achieve those goals. The tools themselves are firstly are certified. We have examples of our two certificates, which means that they are approved for use in software development projects which are seeking certification to various functional safety standards in different industries, including industrial controls, automotive and medical devices. Our customers are in many different markets, but the common theme is that in the different markets, for the different products, they all have safety and security compliance requirements. For the tools, many of you will be familiar with the LDRA tool suite. So this is our integrated suite of tools for covering static code analysis. So I think Mr. Hoon was just talking about, I could tell amongst his Korean, he referred to MISRA-C. So for wanting to perform, as we develop our software, and we're doing checking of our software against coding standards such as MISRA-C, such as CWE, if you're wanting to check code against security coding guidelines. Quality metrics. We're talking today a little bit about the HIS quality metrics. They're just one example. So we can be checking our code, making it sure it's in good shape and ready for test. And then LDRA provides a suite of tools for low-level test and also for source code coverage, for integration system-level testing. And as I will talk about it in a moment, how these are supporting then a full software development lifecycle. As we provide, then also, of course, many of you will be following formal requirements-based testing approaches, and it's important that we have capability to have traceability from requirements through our test process. So many of you be familiar with the V diagram. We're talking about life cycles and different approaches. Here's the commonly known V model. However, these days, from a trend perspective, what we're seeing is companies moving to DevSecOps. Okay, and how this is driving to use of the tools in a very automated fashion, and enabling people to automate the analysis of source code, the testing of the source code, and the reporting. People here are familiar with this, or it's something perhaps you're looking at, and how to adopt it. But this is where we see the trend at the moment. So LDRA's standards, experience and pedigree. So we talk about the requirements that many of you have for safety and security. And the way that LDRA stays connected with your requirements is that we participate in standards committees. And we've got an example here, several of them on the left-hand side for ISO. So there are different groups that we are members of for the ISO standards. Talking here about ISO 26262, for example, for automotive. In the middle, the IC for software and systems engineering. SC22, which is programming languages, which is key. Most of you probably use developing software in C and C++. And of course, these languages keep moving forward, so we keep in touch with that so that we can keep our tools and technology updated according to the standards. And finally, of course, MISRA. MISRA C, MISRA C++, MISRA SQM, all chaired by LDRA personnel. Some of you may be aware of the release of the MISRA C 2023 standard, just released in the last few days. If you haven't, I'm sure you'll hear about it soon. Okay, and finally on the LDRA certification services, so standards that we provide support for, certification services support. Here we're looking at the standards, particularly for the aerospace sector. We're looking at where do I want to start? Highest level, from a vehicle level, from a systems level, from a software level. The various standards, ARP 4761, 4754A, DO 297, DO 254 for hardware, and of course DO 178C for software. So this aspect to the LDRA company is, of course, is people and expertise. So we have FAA approved DERs, subject matter experts in Europe who can provide you with support with certification to these standards. That brings me to just to wrap up then. So we talked about the cutting edge technologies that are being developed today, and very important that you know that we are aware of those and that we are supporting the development of these technologies. The company is, as I said, over 40 years old, so we're a well-established company, and we are here to stay for the long term, and that's very important to our customers. Some of you are involved in very long programs. You need to know that the software tool vendor is going to be there for you throughout the life cycle of your programs. The standards committees I talked about, again, helps us keep up to speed and keep our expertise, hopefully, ahead of you and what you're doing in your work on a day-to-day basis. And so we have both services, expertise, but also the tools which are proven and will help you make you successful in your achievements. Okay. So that's everything I had. Thank you very much. I would just like to say, I'm going to mention that to keep up to speed, the LDRA website is constantly being updated with new data. If you're looking for education on standards, LDRA.com is a good source. Also, the LDRA YouTube site, lots of good video content there. If you just want to using the tools and you'd like some information, I recommend that you visit the LDRA YouTube site. Okay. Thank you very much. Kamsahamnida.